Hi, my name is Sandy Moore, and I am the CEO and founder for Hempbox, etc., where we are Georgia's first and only modified shipping container hemp food truck, where we're on a mission to educate Georgians on CBD and hemp health and wellness. Cannabis, don't box me in. I am an unsuspecting cannabis stigma breaker. It is within me that I hope to change the mindset surrounding plant medicine, one person at a time. As a U.S. Army veteran, law enforcement officer with non-visible disabilities, these two identifiers alone, people expect me to look a certain way. However, as your cannabis stigma breaker, I'm on a mission to teach, learn, and help others discover their journey with plant medicine, and that it is your own. My life here in 3 decades as a United States Army soldier, serving in this tour of Operation Iraqi Freedom, at the very young age of 17 years old, in a different country, with as much fear as the natives had of us, we had of them. This period in my life would have never been the same without guidance and counseling and said medications that I was forced to take. The next segment and decade of my life continued to have that same effect that I experienced as a law enforcement officer. And that next decade really posed a bit of spark, a bit of excitement, a bit of relief, a bit of change. In my life, I would have never expected or believed that I would be a U.S. Army veteran, to a former police officer, and now a cannabis advocate. So after serving in Iraq as a 25-year-old, I was new to that environment and that place and the onset of the depression that I first experienced. It triggered me, excuse me, it triggered me, and I did not know what PTSD was. But I soon discovered that many of my comrades would return stateside with this same invisible disability. And soon there were night terrors, moments of anxiety, and just not knowing where I was. I realized that I could not handle all of these challenges on my own. And as I stated earlier, I sought guidance and I sought counseling from the Department of Mental Health. And you can imagine at that time, there were no other resources but the pharmaceuticals that they were prescribing us. But I realized that I was having these adverse side effects, not only because of the condition, but it was also due to the medication. I now had to figure out, how would I integrate myself back into work with these said conditions? So I decided to find the pathway of something that was similar. similar to the camaraderie of what I had, similar to the uniform of what I had to wear, and similar to the possibility of being or working autonomously. And excuse me, I decided to become a police officer. And I wondered, why did all of my fellow service member comrades decide to do the same? And in speaking with our mental health specialist, she said that we had that same link, that something was missing, or in fact, something was there for me. And I decided that something that was there for me was making me feel obsolete. I couldn't decide if the pathway to these both similar career paths was what I needed. And on the age of 46, or at the age of 46, I suffered with this now PTSD after my decision to become paramilitary, a law enforcement officer, still having these challenges with anxiety, insomnia, and depression, now coupled with chronic pain from non-invasive surgeries. But guess what? I had the choice to decide, how would I alleviate all of this pain and this trauma that started over 3 decades ago? How could I find my own relief without compromising the integrity of my job? But as the great Dr. Bridget Williams says, I made the choice to reclaim my wellness. What you see now is just a portion of the medications that I was prescribed. And as a law enforcement officer and as a veteran, we have those similar traumas. And as emergency personnel or emergency response personnel, we have similar traumas as well. Who can you talk to when you get off of work? A spouse, a friend? Will they understand what your day consisted of? Is it okay for you to stay after work and hang out with comrades and drink 6 cases of beer? Or is it better to come home and self-medicate with all of those prescribed medications for the conditions that I've previously listed? Or could it be more simplified with that one plant? I decided to make the choice. Who will advocate for veterans and emergency response personnel? I will do that. I will advocate. I will sacrifice. Maybe with being a veteran, the choice is not always what you want in the beginning, but at some point, you have to decide if this is where you want to take charge of your life, or do you want someone else to take charge of your medical care, or do you have the choice within yourself to decide and or work with your physician? You have that right. You have that choice. And there's always going to be someone in such an amazing group of people that I'm working with an amazing group of people in this book that someone can help you figure out your pathway into your cannabis and plant medicine journey. Using plant medicine daily helps regulate my mood and my disorders, and it reduces my chronic pain. And I want to be the example of the unboxed person that you will see advocating for you, standing in the bridge for you, and you won't box me in. And this is the only box that you will catch me in, is hemp box. Thank you.